Bow ba bow bow banger management fantasy hockey podcast. Woo!
Wow, wow, wow.
Wow wow wow. Hey, why do you always get me like that? I'm Jakey.
The impersonation. Jakey, are you there? Well, welcome into
I just blacked out. I channeled Jakey.
welcome into Banger Management, the fantasy hockey podcast. Today, once again, with Kevin and Josh. And by once again, I mean in the past, there have only been two of us. And yet again, there are only two of us because Jakey is in New York City right now.
City
He's
that
having
never
fun.
sleeps.
He's having fun, but we're having more fun because we are talking about fantasy hockey with the people. Today,
You the people. We the people.
Today we're talking Week 7 waivers and streamer targets. These are guys that you want to pick up for the Week 7 of your fantasy matchups. Great schedules, great players. We're going to talk about
Great
all of
vibes.
it. Great vibes. But before we get into it, as always, join the Discord. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, wherever you get your stuff. If you're listening to this and you do not follow the podcast yet, we know you like the content. You keep listening to all the episodes. But
We know you're there.
You're not hitting that follow button. So hit follow. You'll be notified every time there's a new episode, which is a lot. 4 times a week.
It's a lot of episodes.
All the episodes are also on YouTube now. So if you prefer video content, you can go watch the videos there. Make sure you hit subscribe as well so you're notified every time you get a new episode. Like, comment 5 stars. We ask everybody, comment 5 stars. It does nothing, but it's cool. So yeah, all that
No,
good
wait.
stuff.
Why don't we try something else for this one? Instead of comment 5 stars, but also comment your favorite team.
I thought you were gonna say like comment your social security number.
That too.
Yeah, comment your favorite team. I'm actually curious to see where most of
Yeah.
our viewers are, based. Like I know in the Discord we have a lot of Texas fans, a lot of Dallas Stars.
Yeah.
But maybe
Some
on
Detroit.
YouTube it's a little different. So
Yeah.
let us know. And I think
We'll try
before
not
we
to
get
trash the
into-
players on your team too much if you comment it.
Yeah, no, we won't. Listen, we're Habs fans, and last game is atrocious for us. Speaking of
Yeah.
Texas, but yeah. Anyways, before we get into our Week 7 options, we have to view what Week 6 looked like. And Josh,
Yeah.
how about you tell us how that went?
I would love to. All right, so for week 6, we had Will Cooley, Kevin's baby. 3 goals, 0 assists, 3 points, 10 hits, easy dub. Still sticking on power play 1 with Trocheck coming back. That's massive, just huge.
Yep.
It's actually crazy to me that with how much of a reach Kevin reached on him, it's actually paying
I
off.
knew
So-
I was ahead of the curve.
Yeah, there's no way you knew he was getting power play 1 over Trocheck and Laugh.
No, but I knew he was
you
getting
know,
top 6.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, so that was a huge dub, and again, that's a season-long hold, especially in Bangers leagues. Then we had Chris Kreider, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points, another huge W. The Ducks are just super fun right now, and he's stapled line 1, power play 1 with the GOAT Leo Carlson, so that's an easy season-long keep. We had Dmitry Voronkov, who had a slow week, no points. I'll take that as an L. I still think that he is a season-long hold, and Columbus was just working through something. Right before that 0 points, he put up a 3-point game, but it technically
Yeah.
wasn't, and it was after our episode, but it was before this week, so I didn't
Yeah.
include it. But the potential is still there, so I still really like him. So on the
Yep.
season, that puts us at 9-3, still like where we're at, still a really solid record, and we're gonna keep the W's coming. So going into the schedule for next week, some low game teams to note. Nashville only has 1 game next week, so any of your Nashville Predators who are not a staple, you should drop them. Ottawa, Philly, and Pittsburgh all have 2 games. Not going to list the 4-game teams because there's a lot of them. Busy nights are Thursday and Saturday, which means there's a lot of teams with multiple off nights. So let's dive right into our top 10 points guys, under 40% owned. And I threw in some defensemen because we're always trying to get the positional diversity going for you fine folks back home.
Yes.
So at
Number 10.
At number 10, we have OEL, Oliver Ekman-Larsson of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Line 3, power play 1. Seems like that power play 1's going to stick. Morgan Riley.
He's off my team, baby. I
Yeah,
did it.
you sold high on him just like I knew you would. And you should because he is poop. But anyways, OEL is pretty much locked on power play 1. Not that they're doing much with it. Matthews is out for the week, so it's not the most exciting one. But if you need a power play 1 defenseman, OEL is there. Only 3 games with not the off nights. So again, that's why he's on number 10, but he's still worth mentioning.
Yeah, and it's also rare that you get the opportunity to stream a power play one defenseman on a team that should have a good power play.
That should have, yeah, exactly.
So I've been streaming OEL myself, Oliver Ekman Larson. I realized recently that not everybody knows the OEL nickname. If you're not
Yeah.
like super into fantasy, maybe this is your first year playing, like you're not familiar with the name at all. Like this is the type of guy that like had a lot of hype a few years ago. Now he's near the end of his career, kind of like trying to find a home to get some value. But yeah,
Trying to find his forever home.
exactly. He's trying to get the cup back to the Leafs, and I don't think
Good
it's gonna
luck.
work out.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I
But,
don't think
yeah.
much to say about that one. So let's
PP
move
one
on.
on Toronto. Has
Yeah.
its own value, but that's it.
Yeah. All right. Next
Number 9.
at number 9, we have Matt Coronado of the Calgary Flames. Line 2, power play 1, 4-game week with multiple off nights. The Flames suck. Let's preface that
Yeah.
by saying that the Flames are absolute garbage. I
Dog
don't
water.
expect him necessarily to get the most points, but he is definitely worth noting because his shot volume has been off the charts. He's got, I think, 22 shots in his last 4 games. He had an 11-shot game. Anytime anyone does that with some level of consistency, they are worth at least keeping an eye on. And on a 4-game week, I'm very happy to pick up. Most leagues have some sort of either a cap for shots on goal or points for it. So just the pure shot volume with the upside of he is power play 1. So if Calgary scores, he should be in on it. Then I like Coronado as a flyer that could potentially last on your roster if he keeps shooting at this level.
Yep. The main thing to note is the shots. Like Coronado he's kind of been a name the whole season because of the deployment, right? Like he's been on power play 1 the whole year. He's either line 2 or line 1. Both are basically the same for me, honestly,
Yeah.
in
He
Calgary.
got signed to a big contract in the offseason, and you got to
Yeah.
follow that money.
So this is a guy that's going to be the future of this Calgary team. Like he's going to be a top 6 winger for them for years to come. He's shooting a lot that already raises the eyebrows. His points, he's kind of been snake bitten, but like if you're shooting so much, you're going to get points at some point. And I think this week is one of those weeks where he has 4 games. You could get a lot of shots out of him. So in your category leagues, he's one to watch, even if you're not getting the bangers with the hits and the blocks.
Yeah. Okay. On to some familiar faces on our list. At
Number 8.
number 8, we have Jordan Eberle of the Seattle Kraken. Line 1, power play 1. 4-game week with multiple off nights. I'm pretty sure he's been on every streamer episode for the past 4 weeks, and he's still hovering around 12-13% owned.
Yep.
It's just, it's hard to find a guy who's got that deployment and that ice time, and he's putting up solid numbers. He's shooting, he's hitting, he's getting goals, and he's just on the ice in all important situations for that team. He's the captain of that team. It's not the flashiest name, but he's stuck on my roster for a few weeks, and I expect him to stick around for a while more, so I like him a lot.
Yep. Him, Jordan Eberle, and at number 8, and the guy that we're going to talk about next after, they're basically the same.
Yeah.
I think both guys, these are guys that they have 4-game weeks. They're averaging 0.75 points per game,
Something like
pretty
that,
much. Hovering around 3 shots a game. They have great deployment on their respective teams. We've talked about, don't want to give a blurb every time we talk about Jordan Eberle, but every
That's
week
it.
we talk
It's
about
the
Jordan
same
Eberle.
thing, yeah.
He's 13% owned, and he's worth streaming on a 4-game week. He's worth streaming on some 3-game weeks, but it's just the type of guy that he's always available and always a solid pickup to give you a floor production.
Yep. So let's go to the next one since we're kind of lumping them in together.
Yep. At number 7.
At number 7, we have Kyle Palmieri of the New York Islanders. Line 2, power play 1. Another 4-game week with multiple off nights. And it's, again, he appears on every streamer episode. It's really just the ice time, the deployment. And
He was line 1
and
recently, Josh.
I
He's been
guess
playing with Horvat.
Yeah, it's the way that they list it on a lot of the sites is they list that as line 2, but you know what? Honestly, the line with Horvat on it is line 1. So
Yeah.
you're right. I'll change that to line 1, power play 1.
Thank you. Put
With
the respect on the
Horvat,
guy that's
yeah.
on my roster.
Yeah, with Horvat and Heineman, I'll consider that line 1 for sure, even if the sites do not. But yeah, it's you already mentioned it. It's the same thing as Eberle. These are guys who are getting great deployment and putting up solid numbers. They're not flashy, but on a 4-game week with multiple off nights, it's an easy stream.
Yeah, these are the type of guys that, Palmieri's 27% owned. He's line 1, PP1. He's playing at least 17 minutes a night, between 17 and 20 minutes. He's on the power play. He's going to get you 3 shots a game. He's going to get you some points. These are the type of guys that, it's not the flashiest name, but they're always available. You can stream them, and you'll be happy.
Yeah, and in deep leagues, they're great to round out your roster with and just hold on to. I'm holding on to Eberle for long term. Kevin's holding on to Palmieri for long term.
Yep.
And they're not even considered drops at any moment.
Picked him up a month ago, and
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to drop him this whole year. So
Yeah. All right, let's move on to
number 6.
at number 6, the only one on this list I think that doesn't have a 4-game week other than OEL, Anton Lundell of the Florida Panthers, line 1, power play 1. just what he's been doing is unreal. I mean, it's kind of a lot of people suspected it with the Barkov injury that he was going to be the one to come in. I think people actually suspected Bennett to step up. Bennett has stepped down, and Lundell has really filled that spot, especially with Reinhardt kind of waking up and then playing. Well, no, they're not aligned together, but he's playing with Louis Turinen and Marchand, who's been just absolutely nuts.
Line.
Yeah, and so I really like Lundell as a season-long hold, so that's why I included him, even though he doesn't have the 4-game week.
Yep, and listen, Lundell is only 32% owned. I think that's one of the reasons why is because he's a pure C, right? Like a lot of leagues only start 2 pure Cs. He's not gonna trump the Austin Matthewses who's currently hurt, or the other pure Cs that you drafted way higher, right? But if you're in a deeper league that you're starting maybe 3 or 4 pure Cs, you play in a league that you can start any forward at any point, and they're just all lumped together. Anton Lundell is great. Like with this deployment, I'm surprised his roster percentage is still low because he's been averaging like a point per game this season. It's actually pretty surprising. He's played with Marchand, who is scoring for fun.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the biggest category coverage. He'll get you face-off wins, but his shots and his bangers have not been the best. But that's not why you're picking him up. You're picking him up because he's getting exposure to Marchand. He's getting you a point per game. So
and he's on that power play 1 right now, which is it's starting to heat up, and I think Reinhardt's waking up. Seth Jones had his first good game of the season, which is nice on my roster. Like I do think that Panthers are slowly starting to wake up, get out of their funk from losing Barkov right before the season started. Kind of a big shock for them, and they're figuring it out. And Lundell is going to be a big beneficiary of that.
Yeah,
a big part
he'll get you mostly assists, and guys, he plays on the power play, he plays on the PK, and if they need a defensive draw or something, he's the guy that's on the ice. He's playing over 20 minutes a night.
Yeah.
21 minutes a night for a guy like this that's 32% owned, it's unheard of that these guys are available.
Yeah, so he's lower on the list because of the 3-game week, but out of everyone on the list, he might be, maybe not the top 2, but out of like the next couple guys even, he's more of a season-long hold.
And he's blocking low-key. Like if you actually want, in your category leagues, blocks are one of the categories. From a forward position, getting around the hit a block a game is nothing to shy away
Scoff
from.
at.
Like, I was trying to find the word.
Yeah, I know.
But no.
All right,
love
let's
Anton
move to
Lundell.
the top half of the list. At
Number 5.
At number 5, we have the man who is terrorizing me this week, Jack Roslovic of the Edmonton Oilers, line 2 power play 1, 4-game week with multiple off nights. Literally outpointing McDavid this week. I have McDavid. I'm playing against Roslovic. It's very frustrating, but made me have to put him on this list. Look, originally we didn't put him last week because I thought with Hyman coming back and Nuge was healthy at the time that Roslovic loses all value, and I still stand by that. I don't think once he loses power play 1 that he's going to be worth holding on to. Maybe I exaggerate a bit. I mean, he's been doing solid at even strength, but like I just never like these guys on Edmonton who aren't on power play 1. Just historically over the years, they never have really like long staying power. That being said, Nugent Hopkins is out. Hyman is coming back this week, but I don't know any update on Nuge. So as long as Nugent Hopkins is out and Roslovic's on that power play 1, he is very much worth a stream, especially on a 4-game week with multiple off nights.
If you're getting Jack Roslovic for 4 games while he's playing PP1 with McDavid, Bouchard, Draisaitl, over the last 2 weeks he's averaging 1.14 points per game.
Yep.
0.4 power play points,
Yep.
2.6 shots. This is like you wish you could get this production from like
It's
your
the
top
perfect
5,
stream.
your top 5 round picks in your fantasy draft. This is one of the best streams. He's currently 31% owned, so he's still decently below that 40% threshold that we're talking about. He's center right wing eligible, so you have that flexibility. I think he's one of the best pickups this week.
This week, yeah.
Like I said, there's always the asterisk. Like if Nuge, as soon as we record this, is magically healthy and about to play and bumps off Roslovic from PP1, then I'm not as interested. But I do not foresee that happening. I want Roslovic on my team as long as he's PP1. Looks like he's got at least another week in him.
Yeah. Okay, moving to
Number 4.
At number 4, another defenseman, so more positional optimization for you guys. We've got Artem Levshinov of the Chicago Blackhawks, line 3, power play 1, 4-game week with multiple off nights. And he may have been dropped in some leagues because they had a 2-game week this week, so it might be a good chance to pick him up. Look, I think he's got power play 1 on lock at this point. Jakey would be so happy. Like, he'd be gloating so hard if he was here right now. So, Jakey, if you're listening to this, I'll give you a little shout out because you were right about this one. And the second he came on power play 1, I mean, it also coincided with Bedard just going absolutely nuts. But anyone who's on power play 1 with Bedard right now is worth rostering, especially if it's the power play 1 quarterback because those are harder to find.
Yeah, and I think it's worth mentioning that, listen, he's not the best at the category coverage. He's not going to get you many shots, hits, or blocks. And usually when you're streaming defensemen, that's really what you want to stream for because it's predictable. With Levchinov, though, you're getting the other side of the coin. You're getting the power play production. It feels like every game, if he's getting an assist, it's a power play assist. And that has a lot of value, too, especially from the defenseman position. So I really like him. I think, like Josh said, he has that spot on hold. You wish he gets more ice time. Maybe he does with the success that he's seeing. But as of right now, you want power play production. You want it from the defenseman slot. He's one of the best names out there, and he's still widely available. He's only 18% rostered. 18% rostered. I feel like Sam Renzel, when he had that spot, doing worse, was higher rostered.
Yeah, 100%.
So people are still not in on it.
A lot of it is because of the 2-game week, I think, that they just had. But this is a great opportunity to grab him and hold him for possibly season long.
Yep. And maybe this is the type of player that, you pick up, he's hot, and then you try to flip him. So
yeah. I love that. Okay, at number... sorry. At
number 3.
Okay, first try. On a similar... I know, crazy. And a similar vein to the previous one, we have Andrei Burakovsky, also the Chicago Blackhawks, line 1, power play 1, 4-game week with multiple off nights. This is very similar to the Levchinov one. It's just... getting to play with Bedard. The reason I put Burakovsky ahead of Levchinov actually is because of the even strength deployment. Obviously, Levchinov's a defenseman, so it's not, you can't really match it up as well, but Burakovsky's going to be with Bedard every second of the time he's on the ice, and Bedard is just nuts. And Burakovsky's been putting up really good numbers, so I really like him as a pickup. And again, this is could be a long-term hold as long as he's with Bedard. Second he gets bumped off that line, I'm dropping him. I have him in our league, but as long as he's with Bedard, I'm very happy having him.
Yeah, this is the perfect archetype of winger that, without the deployment, or nothing, but they get the deployment and they can be exceptional. And Burakovsky is one of those guys. We've seen him before when he was on Colorado in the past. He can have value in the top 6, and clearly he has some chemistry with Bedard, and it's clicking. While that's happening, you want him on your roster. You stream him on a 4-game week, you'll get good results.
Yeah, I mean, look at Ryan Donato last year, rip, but
yep.
Last year,
I don't know why he's still not in the top 6. It makes no sense. He was so effective there last year.
I don't get why they signed him to that contract if they're not going to play him in the top 6, but whatever. It's not our job, But yeah, no. So honestly, it should be. But yeah, so look how well he did last year, right? Just that having that exposure to Bedard, and Bedard wasn't even nearly as good last year as he is this year. So I think that it's a really good time to be going. I can mention Bertuzzi as well. He's not officially on the list because he's day-to-day right now, so I don't want to put an injured guy, but very similar, line 1, power play 1, exposure. So just if they're playing with Bedard, they are valuable. Whoever gets more ice time with Bedard is more valuable, so that's why his line 1, power play 1 guys I put above the defensemen, because even strength, they're not guaranteed to play together.
Yep, and listen, I feel like it's underrated how good Burakovsky has been. Over the last month, he's averaging over a point per game. 1.1 points per game over the last month, 0.4 power play points. Like we said, with Levchinov, with all these other assets, the power play is clicking right now. You want to ride that. Over the last month, he's at 1.7 shots per game. Over the last 2 weeks, at 3. So, listen, they haven't had many games this week, so maybe the averages are influenced. But all that to say, you can get shots. He'll get you either 0 shots or 4 shots. Kind of, you get in between, but the points are there, and you want that. So
yeah, no, it's been really fun. I'm honestly I feel like I've been on my game this year with pickups, and that's a really good one that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, because you consolidated your whole team into 3 players, and you have so many streaming spots now, so you're bound to make some good streaming pickups.
Yeah, exactly. It's great, and I'll use some of my other pickups. I'll use some of my other pickups to package into 2-for-1s and get even more upgrades, and everything's going great so far. Yeah. Anyways, moving to
number 2.
At number 2, we've got Kevin's buddy, William Eklund of the San Jose Sharks. Line 2, power play 1, 4-game week, multiple off nights. This is another season-long hold. He's actually been on a bit of a, I don't know if I would say cold streak, but he's not popping off as much.
He just came back from injury.
That's it. He came back from injury 2 games ago, but he gets to play with Celebrini on power play 1. That Sharks team is a juggernaut of scoring and honestly of defense out of nowhere, because they have the GOAT goalie, which we'll talk about more in a few moments. Kevin is laughing because it's on his team, and he's whatever. It's great for Kevin. We're all super happy for him. But let's talk about Eklund. Eklund's killing it, and Eklund's killing it, and definitely a season-long hold in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the thing with Eklund in the past has been he's been more one-dimensional, with mostly being shots and not high volume. But he really took a step up at the end of last season, and this season he's the number 2 guy in San Jose. It's him and it's Celebrini. So we're seeing a lot more shot volume from Eklund. Over the last month, he's averaging 2.7 shots, 1 hit, 1 block, 0.8 points per game, 0.36 power play points. I say the last month because he was injured for
Yeah.
over the last week, but he's going to give you reliable production. He's left wing, right wing eligible now as well, which is huge for fantasy. I like him as a season long hold. He's going to be in my roster for the foreseeable future. He's 38% owned, so he's right below this cutoff, but he should be more than that. I feel like the injury made a lot of people drop him. He's going to be more than that. Get in now.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go to
Number 1.
the big one. Okay, this is a guy that we've talked about a lot. Another one of Jakey's classics that he would be gloating about. We have Adam Fantilli of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Line 1, power play 1, 4-game week, multiple off nights. It is here. It has arrived. The Fantilli Renaissance. He is... Look, we said it the whole time. He had the skill. It's no surprise at all. It was just, when is the deployment going to happen? And really, that injury to Monahan where he missed like half a game was all it took for Fantilli to get that spot and just run with it. So I think Fantilli's easily locked on at this point. He's, as long as he keeps like killing it, you know. I mean, I have Monahan. I got him as a throw-in as part of a trade, and I'm hoping that he could regain line 1, but I just don't see it happening.
No.
Power play 1, they're both going to be on it, so it's not an issue for me as a Monahan owner. But talking about Fantilli specifically, look, he had all the talent. We know that. Now he's getting the deployment. I'm pretty sure he's like so close to 40% owned, so like he barely squeaked into this episode.
As of right now, it's 41, so maybe an extra percent ticked over while we were recording. That's definitely what happened.
Yeah, I mean, no, it literally, like, I did this like a few hours ago, and he was on like 38, 39. So I'm still counting it, even though he's not technically under 40. But if you're in one of the leagues, where he's not owned, pick him up. This is the biggest season-long hold. This is going to be he's going to be maybe not. Okay, what Leo Carlson doing is just absurd, but this is the equivalent. This is like his chance now to run with it.
And they're drafting the same year.
Yeah, look, Columbus doesn't necessarily have the same offensive firepower that Anaheim does, but he has the same level of skill as Carlson does. They were drafted number 2, number 3 in that draft year, and he's going to pop off. So get him now. I'd say he's going to be like 70% rostered in a few weeks. So I think it's a great opportunity to get him when you can.
This is also the perfect opportunity to plug the Discord and the socials, because listen, if you feel like you're late to the Fantilli train, we were talking about it right as the Monahan injury happened. I remember being in trade talks for Monahan in a Kucherov deal that Josh ended up pulling off instead of me. So sad, tear down my face. But, we were talking about it in the Discord. We mentioned like, hey, listen, like it looks like this guy's gonna get the opportunity. Like, get in now. And then on the socials, we made TikToks, we made Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. Like, we made content about Fantilli being like, pick him up. The deployment's coming. The deployment's here. Get in now. He's 40% owned right now.
Yeah.
Maybe by the time you're listening to this, he's already at 50%.
Yeah.
But he's been an all-star. Guys, he's playing 4 games this week. Line 1, PP1. Do you even know what his stats look like right now? Over the last 2 weeks, he's averaging 3.4 shots a game.
Yeah.
3.4 shots a game with a point per game. And I can
he's
feel
playing
like
me this week, so I definitely know what the stats are.
He's scoring goals. He's getting assists. He's exposed to the best players on this team. Like, that line 1 of Voronkov, Fantilli, Marchenko, I think is just going to stick.
Look, he's like the second best player on the team now after Matthew Olivier.
Yeah, exactly. No, Matthew Olivier on a week that he's playing either me or you.
Yeah, exactly.
But guys, this is the type of league-winning pickup you're going to make.
I was going to say, this is the pickup you're going to be beating yourself up on if you don't make it. Like, if you're listening, like I said, if you listen to this episode, you go to your league and he's available, grab him now. That's all we can do. All we can do is just tell you how much of a pickup this is, and the rest is on your shoulders.
Guys, I remember people in the Discord are still saying that they're pissed they missed out on Leo Carlson because they picked up Lev Shanov instead of him, or a guy that ended up being like a stream for a few games, and you missed out on a potential league winner. Like, this is the next league winner. Yes. Pick him up now. He's 40% on. He's available in over half of your leagues. Maybe you're listening to this and you're like, dang, he's not available in my league. Unfortunate. I'm sorry. Yeah. But in 60% of leagues he's available. Go pick him up. Like, there's a lot of guys that I would drop. So, and if you want to know who is worth dropping, ask us the question in Discord. We will answer all of them. If you're like, do I drop this guy for Fantilli? The answer is most likely yes. But I don't want to say blanket yes, but most likely yes. Do it now. You can win your league with this pickup.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to our top 5 bangers with a hard B at
bangers.
There we go.
Bangers. Banger management. All right. At Number 5.
At number 5, we have Vasily Podkolzin of the Edmonton Oilers. He's averaging 1.7 shots and 3.3 hits, 4-game week with multiple off nights. And look, he gets to play with Leon Draisaitl, so if he chips in some points here and there, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Podkolzin, when he's averaging this kind of like, he's basically a double-double almost. So these guys have value. The top 10 that we just listed, it's more points focused, like you're still getting shots. Usually we incorporate some guys that are good at hits in there as well. But we're trying to differentiate guys that have like the power forward archetype that are going to get you hits, shots, and points from the guys that are more one-dimensional into points, power play points, and you can't really expect the bangers consistently. But this list of top 5s, we start with Podkolzin. He's not the biggest points guy, but we're going to touch on those guys very soon. He's worth picking up if you need hits and shots.
Yep. Okay, let's go to
number 4.
At number 4, we've got Radko Gudas of the Anaheim Ducks. Asterisk, if healthy, he should be. He's been skating. I expect him to be back by next week. He's got 1.1 shots on goal, 3.3 hits, 1.7 blocks on the season so far, 4-game week with multiple off nights, and he usually pims. He hasn't been that much this season, but I would expect it to ramp up over the course of the season.
Yep.
So
Just takes one fight or a game misconduct.
Yeah, exactly, and the average jumps up. So, look, Gudas has been a bangers beast for years. This year, I feel like he's not getting the respect that he normally deserves. I mean, he got dropped in our league, and I grabbed him for 4 fab, and I'm really excited about it. My team really.
Yeah, I regret not going harder on it, especially because I have Romanov, who usually is a staple on this list, but spoiler alert, he's not going to be on this list because he's kind of been sucking for bangers.
Slumping, yeah. But yeah, like honestly, I feel like Gudas is getting a lot of disrespect this year. Mainly, he was injured, and also Troup was kind of stealing the thunder there. But the fact is, these averages are still super nice for hits and blocks and shots, and the pims will come. So I really like Gudas as a season-long hold for bangers leagues.
Yep. He was dropped in a lot of leagues. He's currently only 17% owned.
It's crazy, yeah.
Gudas is always around 30 to 40% just because we play there's like a lot of bangers leagues on Yahoo specifically that, if you're in a bangers league, he's rostered pretty much.
Yeah.
But he was
shocked.
Hurt. He's been hurt since October 23rd, and honestly, there's a lot of injuries around the league like right now. Like we're getting the Darlenes, the Yossies, the Quinn Hughes day-to-day, the Jack Hughes knife injury. People don't have the luxury of holding these guys anymore because their IR is already full with a bunch of these other guys, Brady Tkachuk, Raquel. People don't have the luxury. And he's a guy like this is the first to be cut, especially if you don't have the news on when is he going to come back. Like October 23rd was a long time ago, so
that's true.
3 weeks ago that he's just on your roster with no update. So but the update is here. He's around the corner. This is the time to pick up Radko Gudas if you're in a bangers league, and I think he's like a cornerstone defensive guy that you put on your roster. You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
0 points is
forget it.
0 points is what you're gonna get, but you're gonna get maybe one shot, some hits, some blocks, and some pims, and that's what you want him for.
100%. So yeah, obviously monitor the health, but I like him a lot as a pickup. All right, let's go to
number 3.
At number 3, another guy on my team. This is actually the only one who doesn't have a 4-game week, but I just felt I had to mention it, is Evander Kane of the Vancouver Canucks. 3-game week with multiple off nights. He's averaging 1.7 pims, 3.1 shots, 1.9 hits. I mean, it's really the shots, I think, that's been the biggest
it's a
surprise. Like, I mean, back in his heyday, he was a shooter, so it's not like it's nothing. It's not like nothing is something new for him. But the fact is that it's been a while since his heyday, right? And he's just been pumping out the shots. Over his last 6 games, he had 1 game with 0 shots, but other than that, he's had like a 4-shot, 5-shot, 8-shot, 10-shot,
His last 5 games in shots: 4 shots, 8 shots, 0 shots, 5 shots, 10 shots. Like this is elite numbers from a guy that you honestly probably expected to get more hits than shots from.
100%.
At this point in his career, and it's like the opposite. We're getting bamboozled here.
But the hits are still there too, right? He's almost at 2 hits a game. The pims are there. It's not just like the numbers always get skewed when they have like a misconduct, and he did have a misconduct at one point, but he's also getting a ton of minors here and there, right?
Yeah,
so
he's getting a lot of minors.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, not if you're a Canucks fan, but if you're a league with pims like ours is, then he's a great banger to have. And yeah, his numbers been creeping up. I think he's going to cross over that 40% soon.
He's at 35% right now.
Yeah, he was at like 20% about like a week and a half ago, though. I drafted him, and I'm really happy to have him on my team.
I mean, when anybody gets 10 shots, it raises eyebrows.
Yeah, 100%.
People are curious.
Yeah, and then the fact like you read that list of all the other shots, and it's not like a one-time like one-hit wonder. So yeah, and he's playing line one power play too. It's a pretty nice deployment to have for a guy who has these banger cats.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, at
Number 2.
this is another one of those Jordan Eberle, Kyle Palmieri guys who just appears on every single episode because what he's doing is just unreal. And I wish I had him on my team, honestly. So
Me too.
we've got Emil Heineman of the New York Islanders. He has 0.65 points on per game on the season, playing line one with Horvat and Palmieri right now. 2.3 shots, 3.7 hits, 4-game week with multiple off nights. He's just unreal. He's really just hitting his stride as a bangers beast, and I think that we can see him getting drafted in every bangers league next year.
Yep. I'm really happy about this one because if you're in the Discord, like I recommended picking up Emil Heineman in week 6. I thought he had some really good opportunity. Like the deployment was there. His numbers were good. He's got goals in back-to-back games now.
Yeah.
So, we recommended picking him up for the shots and the hits because they've been so, first of all, consistent and at a high level. Like over 2 shots, almost 4 hits a game.
It's nuts.
That's unreal. He's playing in the top 6 on the New York Islanders, who are more fun this year than they've been in years past. And 0.65 points, that's like a really good foundation for points. I can see that ticking up, if anything. Like I can see him getting that 0.7, 0.75. Like when he's playing with Bo Horvat and the best players on his team exposed on the power play, like his power play production will fluctuate, I will say.
Yeah.
But he's a great player. If you're in a bangers league and he's still available, like I'm surprised, first of all.
Yeah.
But you got to get him on your roster.
I mean, I was comparing his numbers to Kiefer Sherwood, who's like a bangers like legend who everyone loves, right? And it's not that far off. I expect Heineman to get more points than Sherwood. Sherwood's going to get more hits. Heineman's going to get more shots, but Heineman hits like a truck also. So, and everyone's mind, Sherwood's a must-own in every bangers league. So why is Heineman not being in this conversation? It's because this is his first year popping off as opposed to Sherwood's second year. So, but just the fact that they're even in the same conversation should tell you that if you're in a bangers league and he's available, grab him and hold him for the whole season.
Yep. And what I said about the power play, like I think that he's playing good enough that he could potentially get exposed to that. It's like kind of like an Olofsson, but inverse. Like Olofsson on PP1, but he's not in the top 6. But he's doing so well with that PP1 exposure that I'm not surprised if he ends up getting that top 6 at some point in the near future. With Hyman, it's the opposite. Like he's in the top 6, but he's not on the PP1. I would not be surprised if they put him on PP1 eventually because he's doing so well in the top 6.
Yeah, so, and like we say this every time we talk about him. It's not like the guys on Power Play 1 are such locks, right?
No.
So he could definitely bump a Drouin or a Palmieri.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go to...
Drouin specifically, not Palmieri.
Yeah, of course. Let's go to the big...
This is the notorious number 1.
At number 1, we've got the new number 1 member of the Josh and Kevin Hate Club, which is Matthew Olivier of the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's averaging 2.3 PIMs, 1.5 shots, 3.2 hits, 4-game week, multiple off nights, and unfortunately next week he won't be playing me or Kevin, so he's not going to get you that 4-point game. But, he's getting points randomly here and there. I wouldn't count on it, but the fact is that you can get a bangers beast with some random points upside, and that's really nice to have on a 4-game week.
It's very rare that you're able to, like, there's a lot of guys that have the archetype of being good at PIMs, but it's very rare that you're able to stream that with any sort of consistency. Yeah. I feel like this is one of the only exceptions that he's good for a fight, it feels like, every 2 or 3 games, and a game misconduct is always on the table. So this is the type of guy that, like we said, he's number 1. If you need points, I'm definitely going Emil Heineman.
Yeah.
Especially with the balanced shots and hits. But we're talking about banger leagues here that have PIMs, and that's a category that's very hard to stream. He is currently 12% owned. He's about to have a 4-game week. Would I be surprised if he gets 15 penalty minutes over the course of 4 games? I would not.
Yeah.
And that can win that category alone for you. He's going to get you shots. He's going to get you a lot of hits. It's reliable. It's what you need. He's the type of guy that you want.
100%. Okay, so our top 3 skater pickups for the week are Adam Fantilli, William Eklund, and Andrei Burakovsky. I just felt like usually we'll throw in a bangers guy, but these guys are just doing too well to not be in our top 3.
Honorable mention to Emil Heineman. I think he would be the type of guy that if you want, he could get more points than Burakovsky or Eklund this week. It feels like it's in the realm of outcomes. I wouldn't bet my house on it. Don't check Zillow.
Yeah,
but yeah, I love all these guys. And Fantilli, once again, league-winning pickup.
Yeah.
Pick him up now. The opportunity is there. You won't get it again.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to our goalies. So our top 3 quantity goalies. I actually like these a lot. I always like them, but this week is I think we've got some good names on here. At
number 3,
We've got Jet Greaves of the Columbus Blue Jackets. They've got 4 games: Montreal, Winnipeg back-to-back, then Toronto, then Detroit. And he should get at least 2 of them. I mean, they were
He
doing
might get
a
all
split
4.
back and forth. That's it. They were doing a split back and forth. Now it's just been Greaves. Obviously, Elvis is under the weather, so that could just be the reason he comes back and they go back to splitting it, in which case he'll just get the 2 starts. But the potential is there for them to get 3 of those starts.
Let's give context. Columbus has been playing literally alternating goalies every game. It's either Jet Greaves, then Elvis, Jet Greaves, then Elvis. This week, they had 4 games. He got all 4 games. He's, as we speak, confirmed for the game tonight. He played 2 games on a back-to-back. He played the game after, and now he's going to play the 4th game. So Elvis was under the weather. That's kind of one of the main reasons why I think Jet Greaves got the back-to-back. But he's running with it. Like, he's the goalie of the future. We knew he was going to come at some point. It just so happened to be on a week that I own Elvis and needed him to start games. So love that for me. But moving forward, maybe he won't play all the games on a back-to-back, but he's going to get you quantity. He's like roughly 30% owned and is a starter on a team that should be, a playoff contender, I would say. There's a lot worse pickups that you can make.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on to
number 2.
At number 2, we have Kevin Lankinen of the Vancouver Canucks. They have 3 games next week: Florida, Dallas, Calgary. Thatcher Demko, unsurprisingly, on IR, so Lankinen is the starter in the meantime. He's going to get the quantity. I don't love Vancouver as a team, but Lankinen's a solid goalie, so he's a solid guy you could pick up to be a starter for a few weeks until Demko comes back. And then Demko comes back, they'll split a bit, Demko will get injured again, and then Lankinen's the starter again. So I think he's going to get you a lot of quantity over the course of the season.
Yeah, I think they're going to ride with him while Demko's hurt. Demko, I mean, it's tough. I think he's losing a lot of confidence from the management at this point. It's not the same injury that he's dealt with in the past. It's a different injury. So, sorry for Demko owners. If you need a goalie, pick up Lankinen. That's about it.
Okay, and let's go to the top.
The GOAT, the best goalie in fantasy at number 1.
At number 1, we have Kevin's best friend, Yaroslav Askarov, who of the San Jose Sharks. They have 4 games next week: Utah, LA, and then in Ottawa, Boston, back-to-back. Askarov has been absolutely phenomenal. Similar to Columbus, they've been alternating between him and Delkovich all season, back and forth, but then Ned had to step away for a personal reason. Askarov's gotten all the starts in the meantime, and he's just absolutely killing it. It's like, go look at his game log, it's actually absurd. He's let in, I think, max 2 goals in one of his games in the past, 6 games.
Can I give you the stats for Askarov?
Yeah.
His last 4 games, okay? Or his last 5 games.
Yeah.
Last game, they lost against Calgary 2-0. They got shut out. He made 34 out of 35 saves, 971. They beat Minnesota 2-1. He saved 28 out of 20. Okay, 966, okay? 28 saves. They beat Florida 3-1, 974, 38 saves. They beat Seattle 6-1, 29 saves, 967. They beat Colorado 3-2, 947 save percentage, 36 saves.
It's crazy. And those are some
4
real
out of 5
opponents.
wins.
Those are some real opponents too. It's not just easy. Actually, I mean, the one they lost was to Calgary, which is the joke opponent. But no, these are crazy numbers. This is looking like a season-long hold. It will be interesting to see what happens when Ned comes back from his personal leave.
We're gonna find out tonight.
Yeah.
So check the Discord. We're gonna make a post about it because we can't record this any later. But yeah, I'm super high on Askarov.
Yeah, no, Askarov is sick, and worst case they'll be splitting. But when he's playing like this, how could they not keep riding with him?
And he's the goalie of the future. I don't think Ned is the guy that they want to be the starter.
No, 100%. So this is a great pickup. I think this could be a league winner goalie pickup.
And for week 7, he's gonna get probably 3 out of the 4 starts is my best guess. But he's getting at least 2. So this is the type of guy that can change your goalie room. I went 0G, guys. I left the draft with no healthy goalies, so. I've been kind of putting pieces together it was a long time. Wedgwood was on my roster. Now Askarov feels like the main piece on my team at the goalie position, and I'm really happy about it.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the top 3 quality goalies, guys that are going to get you one good matchup start. At
number 3,
we've got Anton Forsberg of the LA Kings playing a back-to-back against San Jose and Boston. I think either of those is beatable. LA has been pretty hot lately, so I like this one a lot.
Yep. Listen, we want one goalie that's going to play on the back-to-back so it's reliable on a good team most of the time. LA is a good team. This is a no-brainer if you need to start.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to
number 2.
At number 2, we have Arvid Soderblom of the Chicago Blackhawks. They have a back-to-back against Seattle and Buffalo, 2 teams that I'm very unafraid of. And Chicago's been kind of a wagon lately with the Bedard show going off, So Knight's been putting up great numbers, and I think Soderblom could put up a really solid game as well.
Yeah, listen, when you're streaming for one game, you want to win. And Chicago against Seattle, Chicago against Buffalo, you'll get a better chance at a win than most other matchups. Don't hate it. I think Soderblom will be a great one-game stream this week.
Yeah. And at
number 1.
we've got my old nemesis, David Riddick of the New York Islanders, playing against St. Louis and Seattle. Again, St. Louis is just a dumpster fire. Seattle is pretty solid, but like nothing to be scared of.
No.
And the Islanders have been doing really well, so I like this one a lot.
Big save, Dave.
Yeah, except when I need it.
Yeah. What did he do to you again? I forget.
Okay, here's what happened. All right, this was 3 years ago. Okay, and I still remember. Essentially, what happened was that I had UC Saros, and Saros was putting up a really good game, and I think I really needed the win, right? And they were up by 1 goal, and then Saros got injured, like with like a minute left in the game, and had to leave the game. And obviously, you know how it works, where the goalie who was in the game for the game-winning goal gets the win.
Yep.
Right? And so all I needed was just no save Dave to hold it together for 1 minute to get me the save. And then Riddick comes in, lets in a goal against my opponent's player for the game tying goal, and then lets in the OT winner against my opponent's player. And I didn't get the win, and my opponent got 2 goals off that. And I've never forgiven him. It's been 3 years. And I still remember it clear as day. Me losing my mind on our group chat and telling the guys, like, this can't be real. But anyways, let's wrap it up before I lose it. Yeah, I can't talk about Dave Riddick anymore.
Except right now for the Week 7 streamer show on Bang.
I got to do it for the fans. If it's the right move, it's the right move.
But that wraps it up for our Week 7 waivers and streamers show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far, we really appreciate it. Leave us a like, rate us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple. Guys, follow the podcast. You want to know when the next episode is going to come live. I'm not telling you when it is, so you got to follow so you're notified when it's happening.
Nice.
It's not like we're on a consistent schedule or anything, but yeah. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe there, like the videos. If you have feedback, let us know. We're always looking to improve.
Yeah.
We want to offer you guys what you guys want to hear. So
yeah.
Comment
thanks. 5 stars and comment who you think's going to win the President's Trophy this year.
Ooh, okay, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Do you have an answer off the top of your head?
Who do I think is going to win? Yeah, it's got to be.
It's Colorado.
I don't know. Dallas could be putting it up there too, but I like Colorado as well.
True. All right. Thanks for rocking with us, everybody. See you on the next one. Ernie, take it away.
Ba-ba-da-bow-bow, Banger Management, Fantasy Hockey Podcast. Woo!
Wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
For Jakey, who will hopefully be here on the next episode.
Hopefully. Okay, that was a great one.